Okay, reason number 2 to capo, and that would be to contrast with another guitar player. And I have my son Alex here to help me with this. And what we're going to do is we're going to play a simple chord progression: E minor, C, G, and D. I need you to be able to see my hand there. Okay. E minor, C, G, and D. And he's going to play that, and we're both going to play the same thing, but I'm going to actually capo and play in different positions. Okay. So I got my shove capo out this time. It's a little bit more precise. Okay. Now, so I capoed at the 3rd fret, and I got to get the capo in the picture. Here we go. Okay. And when I capo at 3rd fret, I'm basically in 3rd position. So a G chord would now be an E shape, like this. Okay. And then the E minor chord would be kind of like a C sharp minor shape. I could play that. The C chord is an A shape, and then the D chord would be a B shape. So I could play B chord, or I might do my B sus cheater chord or something like that. Okay. So we're gonna try that now. What would we start on? E minor to C to G to G, right? Okay. 3, 4. Difference there. I mean, our chords are very similar in that voicing. Now, if I move the capo up another 2 frets to the 5th fret, okay, now it's going to be a lot different because I'm really a full inversion up away from Alex's chords. So E minor is now going to be a B minor shape. I'm at the 5th fret. That's E minor. It looks like B minor, but it's really E minor. Okay, and then the next chord was C, and that would be a G shape in this case. You see we're getting kind of high and kind of bright here now. And then the G chord would be the D shape. And then the D chord would be the A shape. And I might use an A2 or something like that, or an A sus or something like that. Okay, so let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounded great. Now, Alex, try playing like the bass note and then the top 3 strings. So like this, kind of like. Oh yeah, good. Change the chord like that. 3, 4. Now you can really hear the harmonies. When we're strumming, it's kind of a wash of sound. But when you're harmonizing with each other, you can really hear it when you're picking. You can hear it the best when you're picking. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'll do 2 more. Up here, I'm gonna go to the 7th fret, and now technically, while he's in the key of G, I'm gonna be using key of C shape. So I'm gonna have C. So actually, I'm gonna have A minor as the first chord, to the F, to a C, to a G shape. Okay, 3, 4. That sound a lot. I like the sound of the sound. And I wasn't using pure triads like Alex was. I was using a little bit more. I was putting a major 7th in there. Let's see. I went to the C, my C shape, but it was the G chord. I was putting like the 2nd in there, or putting the major 7th, or whatever I wanted to do. It just sounded weird. So anyway, okay, now I've got one more up here, way up at the 10th fret. Let's see if I can get the capo to reach. Some of them won't actually, as the neck gets wider, it won't quite work. Okay. now I got to use an A shape. Look how far up here. Okay, so now the E minor is going to be kind of like an F sharp minor shape. Then I'm going to go to a D shape for my C, and then an A shape for the E. A shape for the G, and an E shape for the D chord. Okay, ready to try this? 3, 4. Kind of getting up there in mandolin range. And you know, I probably wouldn't use that one, but I might use the fifth and the seventh fret for the key of G. Those worked really well. The other thing too is I could do the third, and Alex could do the seventh, or you know, I could do, you know, you could do the fifth and have the other guitar player do the 10th. You know, you can both be using capos. So that's my second reason to capo, to contrast with another guitar player. Now, just one note: if I'm in the studio, I will most likely do a double, which is I will play this. If I'm doing a strumming part on the acoustic guitar and I'm doing this. Standard chords, and then I go back and play it again to double it, so we have a stereo pan, put one of the guitars on one side, one on the other. I would probably do the exact same thing and try to make it as close as I can to the original. That's a whole nother talk right there. But and then if I wanted to do a harmony or something like that, I might throw it on the 5th fret, and then they might take that guitar, that third guitar, and maybe put it in the middle. And since it's a little brighter than the other two guitars, they can kind of use that as a tool to bring a little bit of that in if they want to bring brightness to the track, instead of having to EQ those two guitars and make them really bright and thin. Sometimes you can bring a higher guitar and maybe a high strung or even a mandolin in to make that guitar track just kind of pop and be bright and sparkly. Okay, so that's the second reason, and I'll give you the third reason later. Thanks. God bless you. Bye-bye.